Well, hey, Christy.
Hello, Kelly. How are you?
I'm a little bit more excited than you are to record our podcast, Thanksgiving podcast.
Thanksgiving podcast. Well, I have to tell you, this has just not been a good sports week for me. My Wildcats of the Kansas State University Wildcats
Go Wildcats, yeah.
played Utah and played a great game. We were actually up at the end, and then we found a way to fucking lose. So that pissed me off. There is a highlight to that one, though. The Chiefs lost yesterday.
I did see that because
Yeah.
I knew you'd be watching it, and I just checked, and I was like, Barnacles, she'll be spicy tomorrow.
I'm not so much spicy. I'm angry. I feel very
Salty?
angry.
You're
Salty,
salty.
whatever. Call it whatever you want. My voice is still half gone, probably because I was yelling at the TV. I've done a lot of football lately, and my nephew was in sub-state, and we had to cancel a podcast because I literally didn't have a voice for 2 days.
That's true.
It was really bad. So my annoyance is that the Chiefs and the Wildcats lost. However, and the Chiefs might not make the playoffs, and this is a big fucking deal, Kelly.
This is a big deal because have they not just 2 years back to back in the Super Bowl? Am I wrong about that?
They were in the Super Bowl 3 times.
3 in a row. See?
They won twice and lost last year. They would have been the first team in history. They would have been the first team in history to win 3 repeat
3 in a
Super
row.
Bowls. So I know, I bitch to some of my friends who aren't Chiefs fans because they live in other places, and they're like, fuck off, Christy. We don't care. We hate the Chiefs. We're all really tired of you guys winning. Like, the only reason we don't say it is because we know that you love them and we love you, but we're all real fucking sick of watching them win.
It is hard to always back the winner. People are like, I'm over it. Let someone else win. So, okay, well, so I guess I have
So
like
that's
an
sad.
hour I got an hour to unsalt you.
What should we talk about? Actually, but I do have one highlight to my football disaster.
Yes.
Is right before the Utah game, which we were supposed to get our asses kicked. I just had this feeling that we were going to play really well. So I put a $200 bet down. No, $100 bet.
To win? Not to win.
Money line. Yeah, that's to win.
Oh, okay.
And guess what? We scored one more time in the fourth quarter, and I got a cash out notification for $575. And you know what I did? I hit the cash out and got $475 that I won, only to let my team then screw it up. But at least I won $475. And I saw the cash out, and I had to leave to go to a play at a Broadway show. And I was like, 475 is good enough for me. Click. And I cashed it out.
Had they won at the end, do you know what that would have been? The cash? Okay, so you were like,
because the odds are set when you bet.
Gotcha. Okay,
So
good. So see, that's positive.
I mean, yeah, I went 475. It's fine. Okay, I think we should move on.
Before Christmas. Yes. Well, and we should explain. Can we explain why nobody's seen us in like a million years? So
because the paparazzi's been chasing us.
Yeah, I wish. No, I don't wish. Actually,
I don't wish that. No,
I don't wish that.
I just want to be rich.
We did podcast in real life together a couple of weeks ago now. Christy flew here and we had a great setup in my living room, and we had so much fun doing this podcast, and we were doing a year in review because it was almost a year to the day that we had talked about doing the podcast. And then we had slight AV issues, as you do. And we just couldn't even broadcast it because at any given moment, you could only hear one of us. And that's really hard for listeners. So we have not yet recovered. But we are going to repeat that episode because what we were talking about was really good, but you just wouldn't be able to hear it. So if you're wondering where the hell we went, besides Christy's laryngitis from screaming at football the week prior, it's because we fucked up the AV. So if anyone's out there wanting to do free AV or production help for us, we're here for it.
She keeps saying we fucked up because we are in fact a team. The truth is Christy fucked up. Okay?
No, that's not true. Well, no.
It was my mics that didn't work. I tested our mics, and then I must have hit the wrong button.
Yes. However, we stopped, and in part 2, I pressed mute on my mic and then you couldn't
I
hear
forgot
me.
about that.
So we each fucked up. So it was a we. But anyways, we will come back to that episode because it was a good one. But today, on Thanksgiving weekend, we are talking Thanksgiving, which seems ironic given we started with you being in a shit mood about football. So you weren't thankful about the Chiefs or the Wildcats, but you were thankful for the 475 you netted out to drown your sorrows in.
100%. So Thanksgiving was yesterday. Kelly, what'd you do?
I did what everybody does, I think. I'd stayed in my pajamas. I did not brush my teeth till probably lunchtime. Then I remembered that we were going to a friend's house. We were doing what we would call like Friendsgiving, but kind of like orphan version. It was a very international Thanksgiving. There were in fact only 2 Americans at it, and the rest of us were Canadians and or Venezuelans. So it was a very international Thanksgiving. And then we ate all of the traditional things that you make at Thanksgiving in America. And I realized on this podcast, I'm going to refer to it as American Thanksgiving repeatedly. And for many of the listeners, they're going to be like, duh, it's just called Thanksgiving. But I still have to reconcile that there are 2 Canadian and American. And we can talk about that and what the differences are.
We
And
can talk
then
about
we ate a bunch and we watched football. And then the dogs ran around and we came home and I went to bed. What did you
that.
do?
Sounds lovely. Well, I host, as I do, everything.
Oh, God.
I know. Remember when a couple podcasts ago when I said I was going to what was I going to do? Oh,
You
yeah,
were
not agree to everything and start
opt
saying
out.
no,
I
opting
did. I
out.
remember it. Yeah.
Yeah. I have done a really shitty job of that. If anything, I've opted more in
And
lately.
I was
And I'm
going to say you
exhausted.
opted into hosting Halloween and doing your big chili and sangria welcoming of everyone who wanted to come in. And now you did Thanksgiving. Well, you still have one opportunity. Christmas is less than a month away. You could just opt out of hosting that.
Yeah, so that's not going to happen, Kelly.
So this has now become a New Year's resolution. Christy in 2026. What can I opt out of?
Well, here's the deal. So this year at least was manageable because I only had 8 adults and 5 kids. So normally it's
Sorry, hold on one sec. That's 13 people, 8 adults, 5 children. What is the critical mass at which point is not reasonable? Because you
well,
said it's reasonable. 13,
so
that's a lot.
traditionally
Mm,
there's at
30?
least 22 people.
Boo.
And that's just like my immediate
That's
KC
immediate.
family.
Yeah. Okay, can I ask where the other 9? What'd you do with the other 9? Where'd they go? You're like, you're out. Was that the
Well,
other
no,
half of the
they
family?
so
Other
my
side?
sister Melissa hosted for her in-laws. They came into town, and then my brother went to his girlfriend's, which I did not approve. I like her a lot, but I'm like,
It's
I
a
need
family
you over here.
holiday. Yeah.
But anyway, so I basically worked all day. We ate at 3 because my brother-in-law decided, but people bring stuff. My brother,
Yes.
it's just the cleaning and the prepping and the making sure
Yeah.
everything's done and whatever.
Yeah.
Although in my ridiculous spending spree that I'm having, because I have to get $20,000 worth of foundation work done next week, I've decided to go crazy and spend money on things I actually want, which makes zero fucking financial responsibility. Anyways, whatever. New topic. So, anyways, we ate at 3 because my brother-in-law we had 3 meats. We had a turkey, we had a ham, and we had a smoked tri-tip, like steak.
Wait,
So
you didn't do all the 3 meats. Like other people
I
brought
did
meat.
2.
Oh, you did the turkey and the ham?
Yeah. And I do the turkey because I'm the only one that does it well.
And it's easier for the host to be doing the turkey because
Correct.
they're there and they have all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. But I learned this trick
Ooh, tell me.
that when you start your turkey, you start the first half of the portion of cooking, you put it
Mhm.
breast side down, and that
Yeah.
way all of the dark meat,
Juice,
like juice and stuff,
greasy, juicy. Yeah.
gets into the breasts, and
Okay.
then you flip it
Flip
over
it
and
up.
get that nice. And then, but your meat's very juicy. Your breast
Okay.
is. It makes for some juicy breasts.
Who doesn't like a juicy breast at
I
Thanksgiving
mean,
or every day? Question for you. Do you have a frozen turkey that you thought, or do you only do fresh turkeys?
I have a frozen turkey that I thought.
And it still turns out just as delectable as ever.
I've never done a fresh turkey. Where do you get these things?
Well, the grocery store, but they just have never been frozen.
I don't
Maybe
think
that's
maybe they don't have that in Kansas. I don't know.
oh, maybe that's possible.
I'm sure they do.
Do
I'll
you
try that next year.
are you team turkey or team ham?
Turkey.
Are you then team turkey at Christmas too?
Yes.
Hmm. Cranberry sauce? Yes, no. The fuck is wrong with you?
I don't like cranberry sauce.
I
Cranberry
like
should
canned
be
cranberry
used
sauce, or you just don't like cranberry sauce, period?
I don't like cranberry sauce.
Oh my God, can I tell you? So, my hostess, Erin, yesterday made everything from scratch, including the cranberry sauce, which I also do. And hers was such a tart punch in the back of the mouth. Oh my God, it was so delicious. I love it. I will not eat a cranberry any other time of year, but Christmas and Thanksgiving. Bloody love it.
So are you team turkey or ham?
Ham. All that being said, I'm team ham.
Well, I still make a very good ham.
Can
Okay.
I also say though, when I moved here to the US, the first Thanksgiving, I heard all about this honey baked ham, like the brand. No, haven't heard or don't care.
Well, yeah, I've heard of it, but
Oh, okay. You're like neither here nor there. And then I ordered one and it was like $7 trillion for this ham, this spiral sliced ham. And I'm like, okay, let's see if it's worth it. Holy shit. It was
was
so
it good?
good. So good. And then what I like about ham, I think, is just the laziness in me. You just have to reheat them. So just stick them in my crock pot and then reheat it. So I do love that about ham. But I also just love ham. So go
Love
pig.
ham. I just never get turkey breasts. And I don't like
Mm,
the dark meat. I know everyone's like, that's the most flavorful. You're crazy.
no, gross.
But I think it's disgusting. So
Same.
I eat my juicy breasts and I'm happy with it.
Can we talk though about some science experiment side dishes in American Thanksgiving that I'm not
Sure.
quite sure about? Okay, at your dinner, did you make the sweet potato thing with the roasted marshmallows on top?
Absolutely not.
What part of America did that come from then? Is that a South thing? Like, because from what I understand, it is like sweet potato and then brown sugar, butter, and marshmallows, which just feels like diabetes. And I'm wondering who decided at what point they had some sweet potatoes and they thought, you know what would be really good on top of this is more sweet.
So it feels very Southern to me, but I'm looking that
Yeah.
up. I don't know.
Yeah. And here's the thing, it's shockingly ugly looking. And just intuitively, you know, it can't be good for you, even though it's like got a sweet potato on the bottom. It was actually quite delicious, but I can eat like the tiniest little piece. I probably would just eat it for dessert, but it is an interesting dish, and I'm like, who started this? We were talking about it last night and wondered if at some point some parent knew that they wanted to bribe their children into eating sweet potatoes, so they put marshmallows on top, and the kids were like, yay! And then the parents ate it and were like, actually, that doesn't taste like shit.
All right, guess what?
Mm.
Shocker of all shocks, it actually came from a company. So
Ew, really?
The Angelus Marshmallow Company in 1917 hired a home economist to figure out how get to create recipes that use marshmallow in everyday cooking, and baked sweet potatoes topped with marshmallows was one of the recipes that she came up with.
So it wasn't related specifically to Thanksgiving. It was just like some market development opportunity for marshmallow people.
Yeah,
100 years ago? Wait, you know what I'm
over
really
a
trying to
hundred.
reconcile was that there were marshmallows over 100 years ago.
How do you even make marshmallows? What are they?
I think they're just sugar and maybe they're like whipped sugar and maybe egg whites or something so that it goes into a meringue
I'm looking it
corn
up.
syrup. I don't actually. I know you can make homemade marshmallows. They're absolutely going to be 100% sugar.
Sugar,
Maybe
corn syrup,
gelatin?
gelatin, water, air, flavorings.
Fucking nailed it. I mean, in a roundabout way, I listed
Basically.
them all.
I
Okay.
mean,
Nailed it. Okay, so that one that's interesting. Okay, now we know.
what do you think the most overrated dish for Thanksgiving is?
Stuffing, 1,000,000%. Fuck the stuffing.
I agree.
Yay.
except my ex-mother-in-law, God rest her soul, when she would do this like sausage sage stuffing that was to die for.
But you know why it's good? Because she added meat to it. Stuffing on its own is just like wet bread, and it feels like you just push it into a snowball and throw it out for the birds. Like, ugh.
What bread?
And if you like stovetop stuffing, like unadulterated stovetop right out of the box, gross. Question for you. Stuffing in the bird, not in the bird.
Not in the bird.
Yeah, because that feels like an accident waiting to happen in my ability to cook to a certain temperature.
Yeah, it's just not. It's
Yeah.
just not. I've never liked
Yeah.
it in the bird. But we did have stovetop yesterday because one of my Jenny loves stovetop stuffing. So we
Jenny, what
had
the hell is
that.
wrong with you? Jenny,
Well, there's a lot wrong with her.
tell me, Jenny, what it is that appeals to you about the stovetop.
Also, my sister Liz likes it. My nephew Trent likes it.
Also, not a real big fan of croutons, if I'm being completely honest. So I don't
What
think
the
I like
fuck is the matter with you?
I don't like my bread getting adulterated by any sort of just leave it like bread. I don't know. But definitely no stuffing. Okay.
Croutons make the salad.
No, take them out. I'll tolerate a few in a tomato basil soup and that's it. End of.
Tolerate them. I tolerate you.
I can tolerate them.
Okay. What
Another
is
side
the
dish. Wait, I got another one. This is questionable. Love or hate it? Green bean casserole.
meh?
Oh yeah? You're like, what if it has Funyuns on it?
Well, yeah, that's the only way to make it. You silly
Okay.
girl.
Silly girl. I
You know,
really like
it's
it.
I get
But
real
not a canned
simple.
bean. That's a texture problem for me.
I
Like
get
a
real
real green bean.
simple when it
Yeah,
comes to
you just want
Thanksgiving.
mashed potatoes, turkey, gravy.
Oh my gosh, I bought this mashed potato peeler or this potato peeler because I love my kids love mashed potatoes and I don't mind making them, but I hate peeling them. And
Wait,
so,
hold on. You only make mashed potatoes with peeled potatoes? Go on.
what are you, a skin person?
I am.
So gross. Gross. But look at this thing. Hold on.
Show me, show me. Oh, it's like an apple peeler that you use when you're making apple pies.
I
Fun.
don't make apple pie.
Well, so that answers dessert questions. What
We had an
dessert
apple
then?
pie yesterday.
Yeah,
My
you just
sister
don't.
made it.
Yeah, why don't you make
Yeah.
apple pie? It's so delicious.
I don't like pie. I don't really like
Okay,
sweets.
okay, wait. God, how are we friends?
Because that we
Question.
both like wine and cheese.
That was it. I knew there was some. Apple pie versus apple crumble. Does one swing you any more than the other? No?
No.
So it's like the apple. See, I love apple crumble. And it's because I don't really like pie crust. So I don't like a lot of pies, but if a pie has a naked top and I can tolerate the crust on the bottom, I'm good. The dry crust on the top, not so much. That's why I like an apple crumble.
So here's my thing with apple pies and pear pies and peach pies. I don't like the consistency of the fruit.
Hmm. So you don't like a mushy apple?
No, it should be crisp.
Or maybe do you not like a warm apple?
I don't know, but there's something about it I just don't like.
Hmm.
Speaking of turkeys, this was Presley's birthday week.
Oh, yes.
She
Speaking of
turned.
turkey, happy
Speaking of
birthday,
my
turkey.
happy birthday, my favorite little turkey, who's now 11. I can't believe it. But she turned Wednesday was her birthday, and I did the dumbest thing I have ever done, and I've done a lot of dumb things. On Monday, I let her have 7 of her closest girlfriends stay the night.
Monday.
7,
Of all the days of
8.
the week, you chose Monday?
Well, they didn't have.
No, but you have work. I wouldn't choose
Well,
Monday.
I wasn't supposed to work until I had to write some scopes of work. And hey, I will work if it's just getting money. I'm like, okay, I'm off. Oh, someone needs, wait, we need to write this scope. I'm on it. 1 second. So yeah, it was just, I have to get all the foundation redone in my basement and repaired. And they're going to have to rip out the carpet, rip up the wall.
Ew.
So
You're like,
I
I
put
need
a
some big girl money.
I do need some big girl money. But so I let the girls just have the downstairs.
Okay.
I decorated it in pink streamers and within an inch of its life. And I'm like, you're eating down, like, get downstairs. That's where you all belong tonight. And so
Yeah.
they did ruin my carpet. I mean, it's officially ruined.
On purpose they ruined it? You were like, "Go have at
I
it?"
don't know, but I was like, because one of the little girls was concerned, my favorite, and she was like, "Well, what if we spill on the carpet?" I'm like, "I'm ripping it up, so it doesn't matter." And
Oh,
I
okay.
think that
That
allowed
was
them to
like
be a
that's all they
little
needed.
bit, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. A
So
little
they
more
were
factor.
they were fine, a little bit of drama, but
Did they
man,
sleep at all?
no,
No.
which means I didn't sleep because I'm a floor up, and I'm like, okay, guys, here's the deal. At 3 o'clock, I went down there 3 different times. One
Uh,
of them woke me up at like 1:30 because she had a headache. And I'm like, sweet.
her pancreas was probably like, "I'm working overtime here. Stop eating the sugar."
And so we went, or I got her that, and then 3 in the morning I got woken up again, and I went down there and I used my very stern mom voice. I'm like, listen, everyone needs to go to bed. Do you understand me? Presley, if you don't make your friends go to bed, you're grounded for a month.
Not the month to be grounded, this one for sure.
They went to bed.
Yeah, I bet they
I mean,
did.
I was
Yeah.
exhausted. I've been
What time did
exhausted
they
for
wake up?
days.
Yeah, what time did they wake up?
I don't know. They had to be out by 10 because I'd take the kids to therapy because everyone needed it after that. Actually, I needed therapy more after that.
Everybody
Anyways,
get up. I gotta go talk to somebody about this.
no, it was for the kids. But no, I don't remember. I made them biscuits and gravy.
Okay, listen, girl, we're gonna have to. You need to go to therapy for that. You don't need to
Why?
give everybody all the things all the time. You just said you're so tired. You could have given them Fruit Loops and orange juice and they would have been happy, but you're like, let me be the super
Well,
mom and make homemade biscuits and gravy.
I don't make homemade biscuits, but I make the homemade gravy. But it's Presley's favorite. What am I going to do? It's her birthday.
Well, that's fair. Okay. You're right.
And then on her actual birthday, her dad had her that night, but I took her to a hibachi lunch.
Yes.
I know. I love a good teppanyaki.
Throw
So
me that
good.
shrimp across the table.
Yeah, she caught one finally, but in her defense, the guy was not like I
He's
can
not a good
usually catch
shot.
I can usually catch him like a seal. He just wasn't getting him high enough. Like they were
I
like
know.
coming
They're
at
coming
my
straight at you. You're like,
Yeah, I'm
my
like,
reaction time's
listen,
not good enough to catch
like
this.
buddy, I need to like work my neck up to
Yeah,
catch these
exactly.
things.
I need to be able to angle it.
So another thing that's different, I feel like Black Friday has been completely ruined. Because it starts a week before, which is
Or
fine.
two. Like November 1st, basically, you started seeing Black Friday sales. And I'm a fan of shopping online. I
Me too.
prefer it. But it really has taken the wind out of the sales of Black Friday. Yeah, there's another topic came up last night was Black Friday. And it is so amazing. So as a Canadian, it's amazing to me the chaos of Black Friday. So last night they were talking about their like growing up, the two Americans that were there, talking about their memories of getting up at the crack of dawn,
3
you
a.m.
know, yeah, getting the newspapers in advance of what the sales were. Because, of course, there wasn't like when we were all littles, there wasn't the same ability to Google shit. So you would map it
We
all out,
didn't have the
plan.
internet, Kelly.
That's what I meant. There was no worldwide
It
interweb.
was it was the dark age.
The dark ages when you had, there wasn't even dial up. It was pre dial up. It was party line phones. But they were just talking about that whole thing. And the one thing as a Canadian, you can't relate to it except for the closest comparator would be Boxing Day sales, which is not a thing in the US. There isn't even a holiday. They call it December 26th, which is a bit of a lunch bag letdown. But as a Canadian, you would do something similar on Boxing Day and you would get up early and they would have all their sales and you'd be ready for it. And as a kid, you hoped you got money so that you can go and buy shit. I say
That
this,
seems
and
kind of
it did
ass
not include
backwards.
me. It didn't never included me because, of course, I was in a religion that did not celebrate Christmas. So I never had these experiences, but I know some people who did.
Which
Yeah.
religion? You're not
My mother is a Jehovah's Witness, and so that's how I
Oh,
was
so you don't
raised.
celebrate Christmas?
No, we didn't celebrate anything. No birthdays, no Thanksgiving, no birthdays. The
Why?
only thing we ever do we want to go into the religion
I
of?
mean, I kind of want to know. Just can you give me like the
If
elevator spiel?
if I were to paraphrase my mom, she would just say like you can't worship false gods. So celebrating anything like that would be false gods. Now, I would argue celebrating Christmas is the birth of baby Jesus. It feels like something, but you don't celebrate birthdays because then you're celebrating yourself. So we would
Okay.
have
Does she know that the first miracle Christ ever performed was at a wedding party and turning water into
water into
wine?
wine. Yeah, but you could celebrate a wedding. So the only thing that we would ever celebrate was my parents' anniversary, and we would give each other gifts at their wedding anniversary. And so it felt a bit like Christmas, but my parents' anniversary was in February, so it was like winter at least, so somewhat similar. I know, it's weird. But so Boxing Day,
Hey,
very
believe
similar
what
to
you want to
Black
believe.
Friday. So why do you think Black
Hold
Friday is
on.
ruined? Yes.
Wait, no, so let me this Boxing Day sitch we talk about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would you have it the day after? I mean, I understand from like why would you have the day after Christmas? Didn't you want to get everything for Christmas?
Well, yeah, but if you think about it, back in the day, people used to do their returns on Boxing Day. So basically, when people fucked up their gift or the sweater grandma got you didn't fit, you could take it back to whatever store and take your box back and say, hey, can I get that? I looked it up. So it's celebrated in the UK, Canada, and other Commonwealth countries. So that doesn't surprise me, but they aren't really 100% certain how it started. I always heard that that's when you could return the gifts you didn't want or didn't fit and stuff. But then fast forward when it became so popular, you couldn't do returns on that day because it was too busy. So they're like, we do not accept returns on the 26th. So they were this Boxing Day, there's one theory that the Christmas box for workers is what it was. Wealthy English households in the 17th to 19th centuries had servants who worked on Christmas Day, making all the dinners and doing all of that. So they were given the next day off, and their employer would send them home with a Christmas box that had gifts, leftover food, money, and small bonuses. So that was Boxing Day. The second theory is from medieval Europe, where churches placed alms boxes to collect donations for the poor, and they were traditionally opened on the 26th, St. Stephen's Day, and it was associated with charitable giving, so they would distribute those to the people who need it. And then third theory is tradespeople's gifts boxes. So it was customary for postmen, milk delivery men, butchers, now we're really back in the day, to receive a year-end tip or a gift box from their customers for thanks. And again, they were called Christmas boxes. So this is the theory. Here, it just became a shopping holiday and it became so commercialized. It's like Black Friday. But you said you hate Black Friday or what it's become. What is
No, that's not. I'm going to retract that statement. I love Black Friday a lot more now because I would never go out in that shit. Like,
mm-hmm,
I love people, but I like them one on one. I don't
mm-hmm,
like, I mean, but back
crowds?
in the day, like, I mean, I remember Toys R Us would have God bless Toys R Us. It's really hard to shop for like kids now because, like, where do you get the toys?
Yeah, exactly. Online,
And so,
Amazon.
but there would be
Oh,
fights
yes.
in Walmart and all of that. So I
Remember
guess when I say it's ruined Black Friday, it's ruined the savagery of Black
the
Friday.
savagery, as it tends to really take the shine off things when things get violent. But do you remember Cabbage Patch Dolls? I feel like that was my first memory of like an absolute insane pre-Christmas Black Friday kill everyone to get
It
sort of
was.
thing. And I feel like that was like the 80s or 90s.
Yeah, so I remember them. I never got one because
Yes.
we were too poor. Now, Angela and Liz each had one. Mal and Alice were their names because they come with a birth certificate.
Yes, of
And my
course.
mom got me one from a fair that was not a real one and had a different shaped nose. I have some serious trauma around that.
I'm,
My
j- I'm,
sisters my sisters wouldn't play with my doll because they're like, "She's not a real Cabbage Patch Kid."
so
And then one time after I had to wash her for something, and then I wanted to play with her, and I took a blow dryer to her thinking that I could dry a doll with a blow dryer. That ended in 3 burns in her stomach. And then my sisters were like, "She's got issues. We can't play with her." And I'm like, "She had an operation."
exactly. Leave her alone. So I looked it up and it says the Cabbage Patch Kids were the original shopping riot. 83.
Love that
Remember?
you're doing the stats today.
Stores reported broken limbs, smashed displays, and police intervention. Some stores used baseball bats to control the crowds. That's insane. And the next one, and it thankfully was 13 years later, but I do remember like the toy hypes that happened was Tickle Me Elmo in
Yep.
1996.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. And Elmo sold out instantly and were later selling for over $1,000 on resale. Like, which is just like so not in the spirit of giving a toy to a kid.
Well, it's crazy though, because 96 was like before the internet. I mean,
Yeah,
it had been
exactly.
developed, but it hadn't hit.
People weren't
So I'm
using
like,
it broadly. Yeah.
where did you resell this stuff at? Like backroom.
Probably newspapers, dodgy side of the street in New York City. I have no idea.
Hey,
Those
hey,
Tickle Me
hey.
Elmos were dip. Don't buy Tickle Me anything on the side of a street in New York City. That's just a pro tip any day of the year.
Let's not be stupid.
And the last one, can I say the last one? And this one I can definitely relate to because we personally experienced this, was Nintendo Wii in 2006. So I know your kids weren't born yet, but our boys were turning 7 that year and were totally into getting a Wii. And it was being distributed, like the stores would say, hey, we're getting 10 or we're getting 20. So the next day you knew where there were going to be a few. And we wanted to give the boys a Wii for Christmas. So remember, we're in Canada, it's winter at Christmas. So my husband stayed overnight in a parking lot of a Best Buy on a chair with hot cocoa and beers, whatever, to get a Wii for the kids. They knew that 20 units were coming to the store. Andrew was the 21st person in line. So he called me and he's like, what should I do?
No.
Yeah. He's like, what should I do? Do I bother? And I said, well, maybe somebody bails. Like, you don't know. Something could happen and then it's you. So you might as well. Are you freezing? Are you comfortable? Are you having fun? If so, just stay. So he decided to stay. And of course, because they're staying there all night, like he lined up at 7 at night. They weren't opening the store till 8 in the next morning. They started to talk, all the people in line, and there was some respect for, I'm going to the bathroom, they'd hold the chair kind of thing. And he found out that one of the kids, and I say kids because I think the guy was maybe 20 in front of him, was getting one for his boss. But he was doing it because 2 other friends were in line getting one for themselves. So they were doing it as a fun Friday night thing. And then, memory to make sitting out in a parking lot to get this toy. And so he said to Andrew, it said, oh, I'm getting it for my 2 boys. We have 3 kids. Like, they'll really like it. So that young man said, if you stay out overnight with us, I will go in and buy the toy and come out and you give me the money and you can have it because you're doing it for my boss isn't even here in line. I'll just tell him I didn't get it, but your kids will get a Christmas gift. And he did.
I
So
love that.
it's such a good story. So
It's such a good story.
originally, and this is a spoiler if you're young, don't listen to this part, but originally that toy was going to be from Santa Claus. And then and them sitting in line made the news. And so I recorded the news and I said, no, Santa's getting no credit for this. Santa's giving pajamas. You're getting credit for this. Like, you're
Yes.
sitting outside in winter to give these kids this toy and this whole story about it. It was so great. And that young man, Andrew at the time worked in beverage alcohol. So he always had a ton of booze, right? So he said to if you do this for me, that's so nice. I'll drop some booze off at your house. Like, give me your address. I'm going to drop you a thank you vat of giant pile of booze. So he did. So we filled up the car with Baileys and beer and all this kind of stuff because, again, it's like pre-Christmas. And we drop it off. And he lived on one of the most expensive streets in the city he lived with his parents and they were very wealthy. And he did this because he was a kind young man. And I was like, oh my God, that was just such a good story. So that particular toy craziness, I remember fondly. And we had that Wii for, more than a decade.
It's funny you bring up Santa
Mm-hmm.
and Santa's gifts. And my sister Jenny only gets her kid one Santa gift because she wants credit for the rest, which I totally get. I do that, but I also do add another reason. I have whatever Santa gives my kids is a small, affordable present because I don't want them going to school and be like, Santa got me a Lexus, right?
Yes, that is a really good point. Yes.
So I'm like, okay, Santa has to give toys to everyone. I mean, Presley doesn't believe in Santa anymore, but Colton still does. He's written me a list, and I think he thinks Santa is rich. I was looking at this list and I'm like, and some of these toys I'm buying, I'm going to regret. I got the kids
Yeah.
laser tag.
You never regret laser tag. Can I tell you why? As a parent, you can play the lasers from the couch and make the kids run by you.
I love that idea.
Yes, we did that many times. We had these French doors into our living room. And so then that was the only visibility into the living room. So the boys would come barreling down the hallway and they would just try to like go so quickly through the opening of the French door. And we're literally sitting on the couch and just aiming at them, shooting them from the couch. So don't
That's
regret the
smart.
laser tag.
Okay.
Yeah, see,
Okay.
these are some good parenting tips for.
You're killing it today. I'm getting in a better mood every second.
There we go.
So, do you have different people in your family? Well, I guess you don't celebrate it with your like big, larger family, right? Or do you?
So
Have you ever done
Christmas or Thanksgiving?
either?
Yeah, like certainly I also was the person who hosted everything. And I hosted a very United Nations of Christmases because I was only going to do it once. So all the families came together. Exes, all the things, my side, Andrew's side, because if I'm doing it once. I think the most I ever had at my house might have been like 32. And so we would get together and when we were in Canada at my house in Canada. So yeah, what was your question going to be?
No, I was just curious is do you have like roles like in your family like the people that like for instance Jenny, I'm going to give this to Jenny. Jenny shows up and
Okay.
then like with many dishes and then you know what she
Okay.
does? She does the dishes when it's over. Jenny's great. But she like is like, Christy, you host everything. It makes it easier on us. Go sit down on the couch. I got the dishes. I
Yeah.
love that. I love that.
The only the only Jenny I would have in my life, likely, no disrespect to anyone else at my family who's been at my Christmas things and didn't become a Jenny, would be my mom, and she would never be there because, of course, it was Christmas. So my mom would not even come to our house for dinner, family dinner, like the last week of November through to January 1st. One, my house was decorated, but also she felt like it was really a holiday celebration and it didn't feel right to her. So that was kind of shit. But my mom would definitely be the Jenny in
Very
that. I was
sad.
always the
Very
host.
sad.
Yeah, I mean, it is if
Get it?
you
Like,
have the other side. But I get it. I respect that. Like those are her beliefs and they've gotten her a long way in her life. So who am I to judge them? But yeah, do I miss having a mom at my things and also the mom who is Jenny and sparkles sunshine everywhere she goes? Sure. But I was always the host. And actually, you were talking about turkey before. So my favorite turkey hack is actually to order one pre-cooked. And I can't even take credit for the hack. One
is it
year,
good?
yeah, yes, the ones that we were. So I don't know who the analogous grocery store would be here. Maybe Whole Foods. I'm sure there are some. But back in Canada, there's a grocery chain, and one of the stores in the chain is Longo's, and it's probably one of the higher end grocery stores of their chain. So one year, Andrew, in his infinite generosity, offered to host Easter at our house. My husband doesn't cook a goddamn not even a potato. Like he does. So I'm like, hey, you don't get to offer hosting when you're not doing the things because we do Thanksgiving, we do Christmas, like we did all the things. If we had a summer thing for family, it was at our house because we had the house and the pool and so it made sense. But he offered Easter as well. And I think we'd already done Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I was like, Jesus Christ. And I was very busy. And I said, look, that's fine if we want to have everyone over, but it'll have to be like 100% potluck. I don't have the bandwidth. So you go with God. Well, he found that this was like a decade plus ago now, might have been 12 years ago. He found the grocery store did these pre-cooked dinners. And so you just basically told them how many people were there and you chose your sides, what kind of potato, your turkey, the whole thing. So it was a whole kit. And at the time, the kit for 4 people was $100. And there were like 14 people. So Andrew ordered 4 sets of that so we could feed all the people that were coming. $400, all pre-made, and all you had to do was rewarm. I'm sure there are grocery stores who do
They
it,
do
and you
it
just
here too.
simply reheat. So we reheated the turkey and like for an hour or something like that, and then all the sides I would just like all the potatoes I throw in my crock pot and keep them warm. Like, oh, it was brilliant, so brilliant. I gave him lots of kudos. He's getting podcast kudos, not that he ever listens to the podcast, but genius
So
plan,
rude.
Andrew. Thank you, Longo's grocery
Speaking
stores.
of keeping things warm,
Yes.
again, in my overindulgent spending phase,
Oh
I
no.
bought this warmer, this food warmer. It's a mat and it's very large. I think it's like, I don't know, 2 rulers. So like what, 2 feet by, I don't know. It's
I
very
love
large.
I love your measuring system. Two
Listen,
rulers.
I
It's two
ordered, I
rulers wide.
ordered, I ordered Presley once a new vanity for Christmas
Oh
and
yeah,
I
very
ordered
cool.
it without measuring. I'm
What could
like, yep,
possibly go wrong?
like that'll fit just fine. But anyways, I bought this warming mat and I
Yes.
at first I was like, I'm taking this back. It's kind of like that little body
Yeah,
shaker that I
yeah,
bought,
yeah, exactly.
but which I actually then saw at my chiropractor's office. Maybe you're onto something. Maybe I'll have to go see if it's on sale today and rebuy the shaker
The vibration board
vibration board. It does not sound like
doesn't sound
anyways.
bad.
Anyways, I'm just saying
You're warming that though. Okay, so what do you actually just place the
like
like
the
the
pots
crock
on it.
the pots on it. So the actual pot goes on it?
Yeah, and so it just heats to 212, which
Mm-hmm.
I guess is the perfect like
But you could burn your hand obviously if you touch it.
well, yeah, I mean if you put your hand on it.
But are you using it in the scenario where you have everything at the table and people are just going to get their servings? You're not cooking on it, you're just keeping it.
No. So it's we make so much stuff and then like
Yeah.
but
You're
we want to
setting
keep the
it out.
potatoes warm and we want to keep this warm. And
Yeah.
so and we're always using the ovens and whatnot. And
Yeah.
so we just put everything on the warming mat and it worked. It was great. Like
Do you have any of those friends that are so next level they have the catering trays with the like butane things underneath that keep them warm?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I have a couple friends like that. Generally speaking, they're in giant families, like Italian families that will typically have 30 people over, and that for that exact reason use those big, the stainless steel serving things you see at buffets. They have those. And I'm like,
You know what?
I'm
I've
pretty
done
sure I
that
don't have
before.
room. Yeah, I don't have room to store that stuff, but I could see the use of it for
I
sure.
mean, that's why I love my basement. There's always
Yeah.
room to store stuff.
I tell you,
I
of
know.
all the things I miss at my house, it's my basement for two. One, put all my Christmas stuff. I don't have to go to the garage. Like you get all your shit out of the basement, like normal people. Take all your totes. And two, the scenario you talked about earlier with Presley's birthday. We had 2 bedrooms, a full bathroom, a gym area, a walkout to the pool, and a living room. So the boys lived down there, and so you basically shut the door, and you never had like it was church and state. You were totally separated from the rest of the house, and the kids could go have their fun.
Mine is the same way except without the pool, which makes me really sad. I really want a pool. I did, speaking of ridiculous things that Christy wants or buys, I bought a pasta maker today. It's like,
Like a separate standalone system that has to go somewhere on your counter.
yeah, well, it'll go downstairs except for when I'm using it, but it makes the dough and everything.
Don't you have a KitchenAid stand mixer?
But
Yes.
it doesn't need,
But
yes,
you buy the pasta thing you buy the little thing that goes at the front. It makes
but
everything.
it doesn't make the dough, Kelly.
That stand mixer makes the dough, Christy.
Well, okay, you just
That's
shit
like, give
all
it a hook.
over. I
Give
am
it a
so
hook.
excited because I love homemade
Sorry.
pasta. Okay?
Okay.
Just
Okay,
fine.
I'm very happy
Shit
for
all
you.
over it. I'm over
No,
you,
I'm
Kelly.
not. I'm sorry.
You
I'm
know I'm not
excited
in
for you.
I'm not in a good mood. And you know when you finally do come and visit me, I'm not making you homemade pasta.
Damn it. I do have one girlfriend who made me homemade pasta when I visited her, but I don't think I shit on her ideas, so that's probably not a coincidence.
You're done. You're done. You're officially you're officially cut off. Okay, I'm trying to think. You know what we didn't have yesterday, which is fine by me? We didn't have pumpkin pie.
See, Andrew would be very sad. He loves pumpkin pie. Aaron made 3 homemade pies. There were only 7 people, to be clear, coming to this orphan Thanksgiving. She made pumpkin, with salted caramelish stuff on top of it and pecans and just a few like decorations, cherry pie, and a caramel apple pie. And I'm saying caramel in respect that that's what Aaron called it. I would like to call it caramel apple pie. Different podcast. But
It's
they were
caramel.
all delicious. It's whatever. Here's what I will
You
tell you.
live in the US, learn to speak the language.
America, I
We've
will
got,
say,
we got American English up in here.
American. I'll stop
America.
saying my T's now. I refuse to say important the way it is pronounced often here. However, my good girlfriend Erin, who made all said pies, here's what she can't do well: cut a sliver size. I'm just like, I just want a sliver. And her apple, I know you don't like apple, but I had the apple caramel, is easily 3 inches thick. Like it was a pie with an attitude. And I'm like, just a sliver, please. If you
It's
got a
thick.
sliver that size in your foot would fall off.
Kelly, I did the dumbest thing you can do after Thanksgiving. I weighed myself and
No.
the day after Thanksgiving. And so,
No. Nobody needs that kind of negativity in their
I mean,
life.
because it's 5 pounds more than yesterday, which will clearly go away. And it's clearly water retention from the wine and the massive amount of carbs.
I thought you were going to say, do you know what I did that was a terrible idea? Was a turkey trot, which I actually don't understand why anyone would do. A 5K run in the morning, maybe only just to justify eating 7,000 calories at dinner.
Is that what the average American eats?
I don't know. I don't know. We should look that up.
I'm looking that one up.
Okay, let's see.
What?
Let's
I think
put
it's
our
6 or
guess.
7.
Yeah, it's got to be 6 or 7 thousand for sure. Like on the day, or maybe that's just at dinner. Based on Aaron's pie slicing abilities, it may be just at dinner. 6,000 calories of apples, crust, and caramel.
Well, pecan pie is my favorite.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the most fattening pie there is.
yeah. I don't love it. Too sweet.
Cut
But you
it
don't
with
like
some
sweet.
ice. Well, cut it, but if I go sweet, I really want a sweet.
Yeah. If I go sweet, I'm getting a cavity. What's the average? Is it 7?
Sorry, I got distracted. It's like my
Shocking.
life right now. I know.
I'm getting
All right, wow, it's
distracted by
giving me
this.
a whole lot of stats here. It's 5,000 plus calories.
Still not 5 pounds worth. So definitely.
It's physically impossible to gain 5 pounds on Thanksgiving.
It is amazing to
Wait,
me
no,
though
there's a
that
big range because some people do um some older, more generous estimates. I say it's 3,000 to 4,500.
they definitely didn't have that sweet potato marshmallow piece then.
No, they
Because
didn't. Well,
that would go
there's
up.
a big range because booze, right?
Yeah,
So if you drink, like,
you
just
would
slap on
double
another
it.
1,000.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm looking. Yeah, this is not as cool as I thought it was.
You're like, I felt way too full for it to only be that many calories. I don't understand though this desire to eat until you want to vomit. Like I can't do it.
I can't. I
My
can't.
husband does it every time. And last night he was like, I need you to drive home. I'm too full. Why do we do this to each other? Just eat until you want to vomit and then watch football the rest of the night. You should probably play football and then you would vomit and feel better.
If I didn't host, I love a good turkey trot.
No.
I also worked out the other night at 9 p.m.
You were like, I should probably move heavy things now.
No, I did a Peloton 45-minute ride, and I was sitting there and the kids were with their dad, and I was just like, I feel a little chubby.
Let me get on my bike. Let me get accosted by some virtual trainer on Peloton.
Oh my God, Cody. It's Cody. He's the best. He's hilarious.
Okay. I got to look him
He's
up. I
this
would imagine
he's this
he's a
oh my gosh, you need to just follow him.
Cody
Like
with a C.
Yeah, Cody Rigsby. He is fantastic and he makes me so happy.
My goodness, dear Cody.
He's hilarious.
He is an
Hilarious.
American fitness instructor, dancer, and television personality.
He's hilarious. I love
In
him. I love everything
California.
about him, except I did not love his book. I didn't even get through it.
He wrote a book?
About his life, a memoir.
Yeah, it says he also worked for Katy Perry, Pitbull, and Saturday Night Live. He danced backup for Nicki Minaj in the Victoria's Secret fashion show.
Yeah. He's like over the top gay. He's a
Yeah.
huge lover of Britney Spears. Like, do you know about what's happening with Brittany and Kevin Federline?
Well, what I have seen of Kevin Federline, he's kind of giving everybody shit for somebody not coming in and saying, "Hey, Brittany, this is not good. You need some help." But also, I was like, Kevin Federline, why don't you do that?
He's right. He wrote a tell-all book.
Ooh.
So Cody's response to that, he's like, I'm sorry. Can we just, because he loves Britney Spears. He's like, I mean, she's been paying you for 18 years.
Yeah.
18 years. Didn't you save any of that money?
Yeah,
Like,
and how long were
and
they
then he
together? Not
says
that
on
long.
Peloton, get the fuck out of here. Over it. So I get fun facts like that. Speaking of, can we do stats? Can we do
Turkey Day
turkeys?
stats?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I have a few.
Okay.
46 million Americans eat 46 million turkeys on Thanksgiving.
That's a lot of dead turkeys.
I know. 88% of Americans eat turkey. The other 12 are just here for the carbs, apparently. Benjamin Franklin wanted the turkey to be our national bird, but the bald eagle was like, hold my feathers.
I'm going to say nothing about
Could
that.
you imagine about it being if it was a turkey and then we ate our national bird every year? That's fucked up, Ben.
You don't see us eating any beavers, so
Mr.
that would
Franklin,
really,
that is.
that would really
Kelly,
change your Thanksgiving. You'd start
I
eating
could
bald
do so
eagles.
much with what you just said, but I like to keep this at least PG.
I know. I was biting my tongue on your whole American being turkeys. Can you imagine? Yes,
I'm
I
just
can.
saying, we've got some.
Is it true that your president pardons the Thanksgiving turkey?
I'm sorry, what?
That the turkey gets a presidential pardon?
Why would they need? I mean, it's Trump, so who the fuck knows?
No,
But
no, it's not. I think it's, let me look up president.
I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe this president does. I don't know.
These are just facts that when I look up about American Thanksgiving, and it said that it's one of the quirkiest and most charming Thanksgiving traditions in the U.S. Fun rundown. Every year, the president pardons one, sometimes two lucky turkeys, sparing them from becoming dinner. The birds are usually given names. Think Liberty and Belle, peanut butter and jelly, corn and cob, and they get whisked off to live their best lives on a farm or university agricultural center. It
Oh my God.
started in 1989 with George H.W. Bush, who formalized it
Of
as a
course.
lighthearted, publicized pardon.
All right, let's get into the spending. You know, I like a good spend.
God,
How much
oh, on
do
food
we spend on Thanksgiving dinner ingredients?
in all of America, just
Yeah.
America. Oh
Ingredients for
my
that dinner.
Lord. Ingredients only. So maybe it doesn't count if you do takeout stuff. This is just if you're cooking. You said 88% of people have turkeys. There's how many million turkeys? 48 million turkeys.
God, you're really doing the math on this one.
I'm going to say, and I was so wrong about Halloween, so I'm going to try to go too high probably, but I would go with $6 billion. No.
That's way over. You think we're a lot fatter than we are. 3 billion.
Well, if you put it into candy, I'm like, this turkey's more expensive than candy.
Well, Halloween was 4 billion.
But yeah, I thought
The
it was 11
candy.
billion. The candy.
That's the candy.
Yes.
Everything else. So, okay, let me see what other little fun facts we have.
What was the number? You didn't give me the number.
I said 3 billion.
3 billion. Sorry, I missed it.
No, you're fine. I did something new this year for the first time. There's two things that really suck about being divorced and or not having a man
Partner.
that I'm willing to have around my children yet. Um,
Go on.
one is Amazon boxes. I have to break them down myself.
Yeah, true.
I can't just throw them in the garage anymore and be like, that ain't my fucking problem anymore.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
work here is done.
Yeah.
That sucks. The other thing that sucks is, well, I thought it sucked was like carving things, right? Like the
Okay.
turkey.
Yes.
Yesterday, I learned how to carve a turkey thanks to ChatGPT and my mom.
Love. Mary knew. Mary knew.
She didn't, she's never had to do it.
I think I carved it wrong, but I don't care because it tastes the same in my opinion.
I mean, it can taste different depending on if you go with the grain or not the grain, but I'm like,
Yes.
which way is the grain? What way is the grain?
Kind of like on the diagonal across those juicy breasts. You knew I was going to bring your juicy breasts back into this.
Listen,
discussion.
listen, we don't need to talk about my juicy turkey breasts.
I like it. She put turkey in that
I
sentence
had to
too.
put
So,
turkey in there because if I just said it, whatever. Okay, how many pumpkin pies are eaten every year?
oh God, let's go 5 million.
50 million.
50 million.
50 million pies are
As
eaten.
many pies as
Ugh,
turkeys. Oh
that's
God.
disgusting. That's
That's
nasty.
like, okay, look up what percentage of Americans eat that sweet potato marshmallow disaster.
Okay, hold on. Do you know the whole tryptophan thing is not real?
Yes. Is it just that you ate a gut busting amount of food and your body's trying to process it? So it's like, you know what? You should go to sleep like a grizzly bear. Give me
Well,
a minute.
I think it's more like the formula for sleepy is the wine stuffing pie, you know, your family driving you crazy. But you would have to eat 8 pounds of turkey in order in order for it to do anything.
Same is not true for gas, though. It definitely is a gassy bird.
Turkey's a gassy bird.
Maybe I'm oversharing.
Can we get through one podcast without talking about any of your
I
bodily
didn't say
functions
a
out of your
word.
booty? Yeah,
I
you did. You
didn't.
said it's gassy, so apparently you're tooting around the house once you're done. What was the question?
I don't remember. What percentage of people wear stretchy pants to Thanksgiving dinner?
Everybody.
Not me last night. That was a bad call, but also it did severely limit my food intake because they were also the new high waisted trend with zero stretch. So the jeans were like, we are going to stay right here. Do not stretch yourself to grow into these pants. Digging into my guts.
Gotta hate
Anyways,
that. Gotta hate that.
I actually woke up at 12:30 because my daughter's cat woke me up, but I was actually hungry. I was like, no, you're not getting out
You're
of bed.
just hungry because your stomach is 7 times its normal size.
It's only November 28th. We got a long way to go, stomach.
All right,
Chill
so
yourself.
I know, right? We're gonna have to close out here,
Yes,
but I want to close with something. Let's name the things we're grateful for.
I do like this. It is a tradition. I do like this whole going around the table family therapy known as what I am thankful for at dinner. We should probably do that every dinner. We're sitting around a table with our family. But, anyways, okay, what are we thankful for? I am very thankful for 2025, actually. It's been a buck of a year in many regards, but also like super grateful for the challenges and what I learned about myself or situations and what I was able to go over and accomplish despite the challenges. So I'm super grateful for the year. And then, as always, the people who are in my life in every year, all my friends and my family who are just always there. And sometimes they're grumpy and I lift them up. And sometimes I'm grumpy and they lift me. That's what I'm grateful for. All of y'all.
All y'all. Good job. You
All
did it
of
right.
y'all. I
That's how
know.
you properly say.
All of y'all.
We were doing plurals. Well, never mind. I'm grateful for 2025 too. It's been a fucker of a year. And
Definitely.
2026 really needs to step its game up because I can't handle another 2025. But I feel that I've had a lot of personal growth this year. Personal and professional growth. I think, when you go through hard things is when you really have to grow and stretch and also practice more gratitude because
Hmm.
it's so easy to be like, oh, this sucks and this sucks and this sucks. But, really, and I'm a naturally pretty positive person, except for when my football teams fucking lose.
Except for today.
And you're just like, how did you just lose that game? What the fuck? No, I'm a really grateful person and just positive, but like, it makes you when things out of your control are just sucking, or at least for me, I get very like, okay, what am I grateful for?
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
grateful for my children. I am grateful for their health. I am grateful for my health. I am grateful for my mother's health, right? I am grateful that I have 8 siblings and we're all still kicking.
Mm.
I mean, I get so like, I'm grateful that I have a home and I get really basic. That's not basic. I have a wonderful life and amazing things, but like, it just, when I go through hard times, I have to really be like, okay, we have to keep positive Christy around because there's so much in your life. You are
It's it,
so blessed and so lucky.
and it is basic, and you. And so it's like breathing, and you forget that it's happening, and you should be grateful it's happening, because the other side of that is very disastrous. So being grateful for those things that you think are basic, they're not everybody's basic. Not everybody has them. So you should
Not
be.
even close.
And I would say that in this year, one of the things that I started to practice when I was going to bed was saying, what are all the things I'm grateful for today? And some of it was as simple as that my coffee was really tasty, like whatever it is. And you start thinking about what are all the things that were good about today. And I would go to sleep in a positive frame of mind, which meant I actually went to sleep. And so in that period of time, it was a really good practice. So not one we should forget any other day of the year, but definitely something we remember to do at this particular time of the year. I'm very grateful for you too. And I am super grateful for this podcast and everyone who listens and the creative outlet that it provides us and its mood lifting abilities.
It is. I'm fine. I'm going to be okay. But
Get
if
on
the
your Peloton with Cody.
Chiefs don't, not today. If the Chiefs don't go to the playoffs, we might have to cancel the podcast for the rest of the year.
No, that is not happening.
I'm just
You need
kidding.
to find another outlet.
I'm just kidding. But I have to tell you, Kelly, we haven't done this in several weeks, and we've been so consistent.
I know. This is not a trend. This was an
This is not.
aberration and a little accident whoopsie with some production. And this was just like, I do have some crazy travel in the next few weeks, so it might be logistically difficult to make this happen at a super regular schedule, but we're going to work it out.
Figure it out, because that's what we do. We figure things out.
Exactly.
Because
They
we're
might be short
problem
podcasts.
solvers.
We're problem solvers. And spoiler, a lot of mine is going to be on Starlink from a very snowy place in Canada for the next few weeks, because I'm going back up there and working from there till TBD New Year's. Yippee.
You're going to go to the cold?
I know my daughter's there right now, and she showed me a video outside this morning, and it was very, very snowy. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to pack so many layers because I'm very soft. But I'm going to get lots of warm hugs from all my friends and my family.
I love that. I love that. Maybe I'll come join you if I get bored. And we'll just show up. Oh, because that's the trend. I go to you.
Listen, New Year's resolution. We'll do an episode.
I'm hanging up now.
Just wait. Oh.
Love you. Also, like, follow, and share, please.
And happy Thanksgiving long weekend. If you're in
Heck
America,
yeah.
if you're in Canada, happy Friday.
Do you want to just go through like all the countries we're in?
Oh yeah, I should have Googled them. Everybody else, have a great weekend.
Okay, see you later. Bye.